Hi there, Dr. Carmen McGuinness here with you. I've been asked by several subscribers, friends, and clients to discuss why some people don't wear a mask during this very difficult time when we're supposed to be keeping ourselves and others safe. I have a lot of thoughts on this. I am going to talk today about which kind of attachment style, which kind of personality type might choose not to wear a mask, why, and what you might do about it. I'll be back with you in a moment. The importance of wearing a mask right now has been heavily documented by numerous scientific studies and by experts in the field of virology and epidemiology. It's a very important thing that we are being asked to do. As I said in my introduction, have been asked by numerous individuals to talk to them about what it is. People have said to me, what's with the no mask thing? Stuff like that. And people are angry that they encounter other people in grocery stores, in the pharmacy, wherever you have to be, even in workplaces and in restaurants that are not wearing masks. I myself have encountered people. I was recently in a grocery store and all of the employees in the store were wearing masks. Managers, everyone was wearing masks. But the stock people who were coming in from vendors and restocking the shelves were not. None of them. I didn't see a single one wearing a mask. It did make me upset. It made me irritated. So I can understand why people are not comfortable when they are around the unmasked, shall we call them. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. What's with the no mask thing? So I guess you could say that like any other sort of fashion statement, or lack thereof, shall we say, there's a message to be read from this. They possibly are trying to tell us something. I know there's a political statement there. I'm not even going to get into that because that's just nonsensical, really. The idea that that the President of the United States would encourage people not to wear masks is ridiculous. But that's as far into it as I'm going to get. But there's another message. There are several other messages that are related, and I'm just going to go through a few of them and then talk about what that means about those people that are sending that maskless message. So what I see when I see someone without a mask is I see a message, almost as if they were carrying a sign or wearing a t-shirt that says, I disrespect you. Another one is, you're not the boss of me. That's one of the things that I read off of this. I'm special. I'm above rules. Rules don't apply to me. You can't make me. That sort of thing. Things that I've heard from naughty kids at school and stuff like that. You don't know what's the best for me. You don't need to tell me what to do. I don't need you to tell me what to do. So I do want to refer my viewers to a wonderful book that I read recently. It's a 2017 book by the author Tom Nichols, and it is titled The Death of Expertise. And in that book, Tom goes through the lack of belief in expertise that we're seeing that's really endemic in our society today. That people believe that even in areas of specialty in science, that they have their own truth, and it's as valid as the findings of scientific studies. But I think, as a psychologist, that there's something else underneath the questioning of expertise. And as I said, it's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. But I think there's something even deeper than that. And it rings through all of the things that I've already read off and mentioned to you, all of those little t-shirt slogans or signs, I guess you could call them, the messages that are being shot at us. So who was the first expert in our lives, all of us, everyone's life, ever? The answer doesn't take long to think of. It was our parents. They were the ones who were the experts on whether you should cross the street and when, whether or not you needed to pee, when you were hungry, what you should drink, who your friends should be, all of it. Really, what is being acted out here, I believe, is a disrespect, a disregard of what our parents say, what our parents said, what their parents said to them. A failed parenting bond. Now, you might say, well, Dr. McGuinness, that's your field of expertise, so you probably see that in everything. Well, I frequently do see it in everything, but in fact, it is underlying everything. It is underlying the fact that I am who I am, that I do wear a mask. I learned early to comply. I learned early to listen to the experts, to trust the experts. Yes, I question things. I read the research, etc. But there is an underlying truth there that I need to be aware of. The scientific method will not fail us. It may be revised as more information comes in, but it is not going to fail us. Now, not everyone who didn't bond well to a parent is disrespectful and defiant. Many are clingy. They clung to their parents as children, and later they cling to others. They cling to their lovers, and they cling to their spouses. They over-depend upon people. That's not the face without a mask. That's not who I'm talking about. Instead, the maskless face is that of the dismissive, avoidant personality type. Someone who learned early to not just fail to trust their parent, but to actually mistrust their parent. Mom or dad is dangerous. Possibly due to extreme emotional distancing from the parent, or physical or emotional abuse, or neglect that caused serious harm. My parent doesn't keep me safe. As an adult, the dismissive avoidant despises the thought of having to depend on anyone and resents having others depend on him. So how does that spill out? He learned early to satisfy his own needs, so why does he need an expert to tell him what to do? He doesn't need his parents, he doesn't need experts or any other authority figures, and he definitely doesn't need a mask just because you tell him he does. Telling him a mask protects others, which is what we're seeing on TV, what we're hearing, making him responsible for others just pisses him off. He doesn't need his parents, as I said. He doesn't need experts, as I said, or other authority figures, and he doesn't need to protect other people. He doesn't need anyone depending on him to wear a mask. So that's kind of who we're dealing with here, I think. That's who I see moving about in the universe, maskless. Sad as this may have been, I hope you found it helpful. I hope it gives you some food for thought and in some way can protect you as you move through the universe. You can certainly steer clear of these people. You can walk out of the restaurant that doesn't require masks. You can have a word with the manager at a distance of 6 feet when you're in the grocery store that doesn't require vendors to wear masks. If that doesn't satisfy your concern, you can call corporate offices, and you can directly call the vendors' offices as well. So there's lots of things you can do to protect yourself. One friend had a t-shirt printed that said, "No mask, no brains." I don't know. Maybe wearing t-shirts is dangerous these days. Maybe you're best to go deal with the people in authority rather than the people that are disregarding authority. So I'm not going to advocate picking a fight with your t-shirt, but it is kind of fun to sit and make a list of slogans that you will never act upon at the print shop. Again, I hope this has been helpful. Stay safe. Be happy. I'll see you next week.